Hello, happy travelers.
Welcome to one of the 7 wonders of the world, Chichen Itza.
There are 2 tickets that you must buy to enter Chichen Itza. The first is 643 pesos and the second is 90 pesos. And you have to buy these from 2 separate ticket windows. There are quite a few things that are not allowed inside the site, but there are lockers and bag storage nearby if you need to store something. You will also have to pass through security and a few metal detectors before being allowed inside. So right when you come through security, you're gonna be walking down a long line with all sorts of vendors, tons of different souvenir shops.
And before you know it, you can visit Chichen Itza on your own, which is pretty easy, or you can come on a guided tour, obviously, or you can hire a guide when you get here, just depending on what kind of experience you want to have. We're here in the late afternoon, so it's a bit crowded right now. I definitely would recommend coming here early in the morning, like when it first opens. That'll give you the most chance to have it mostly to yourself. That just wasn't in the cards for us today, but you can actually stay like right outside of Chichen Itza, then get up early and come here, which I think would be the best option. If you're wondering if there's any place in Chichen Itza to buy souvenirs, there are quite a few. And they know a lot of creative ways to make noise to get your attention, which includes jaguar calls, little drum instrument things, little flutes. It's musical around here for sure.
So as you can imagine, this is one of the most popular places to visit in all of the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's gonna be kind of touristy. There's gonna be a lot of different vendors, even inside the gates, trying to sell you stuff, and a lot of tour buses and a lot of crowds. We arrived about 3 hours before they close. And from everything we understand, 3 hours is just about enough time. You don't really need much more than that to explore all the grounds. In addition to the main Castillo, which is right here behind me, there's a bunch of other ruins that are all around. So we're gonna kind of get off the beaten path and check out some of those ruins, and hopefully when we come back, the crowds will have cleared a little bit. So this whole archaeological complex dates back to 600 AD, and this was a major city for about 600 years. They lived in this area, different eras where they would build more and more stuff, but there's roughly 25 to 30 different major complexes or buildings that you can see.
So obviously this is pre-Columbian, aka pre-Hispanic. They really stick to the Mayan heritage, as all the signs are in Spanish, obviously, and in English, and also in Mayan, which is really cool. There's still a heavy Mayan population around here. Some of the parking lots and refreshments and souvenirs and stuff you can get outside of the main gates go to benefit the Mayan communities around here, which is pretty interesting, I think.
This little plaque behind me here says that this complex had a drainage system that was actually collect rainwater and store it in like a deposit. So they were a pretty advanced civilization here. So we're visiting here in late April. Very, very hot and sweaty. If you come in midsummer, just be aware that it's gonna be really hot. There's not really a lot of spots with shade. Bring lots of water and food, and wear some deodorant because it gets stinky.
I think the handkerchiefs are a lost art. So I bought some from Amazon. And y'all, I know I'm a girl and I'm not supposed to be, but I'm sweaty. So these are handy. I'll link them in the description below if you need them.
She never goes anywhere without her little face dabber.
I got my fan too.
It's actually pretty nice.
I know, does this make me like old or a crazy tourist or what? Both maybe?
Maybe an awkward tourist.
Turns out the ancient Mayans liked a good steam bath like the rest of them. Down there you've got your Mayan sauna, which they used to cleanse their bodies right before important rituals. I feel like just outside is a steam bath.
I don't know if I could sweat any more than I am right now.
On the map we saw this big area that we haven't been to before. This is actually our second time in Chichen Itza. So we're trying to find it. There's not a lot of signage though, so we're kind of just exploring along this Mesoamerican wall here, which is pretty cool. Hope we don't end up like jaguar food or something. I did hear a lot of them earlier. Oh wait, that was just the guy selling souvenirs. Uh-oh. Yeah, you don't want to go in there, huh?
Dangerous one. So here at Chichen Itza, they are pretty strict on their camera policy. You are allowed to bring in your phone and you're allowed to bring in a small personal camera, but if you have like a big lens, you're not going to be allowed to bring it in. If you have any sort of video recording device, like even a GoPro, which is what I'm filming this on right now, they're going to make you pay 50 pesos. The only way you can bring in like a tripod or a big professional camera is you have to buy a permit, and it's something like $15,000 a day. So
I mean, I wanted to pay $15,000, but Mr. Cheapo over here.
yeah, we don't make that much money on YouTube, guys. Definitely can't bring in any drones or camera microphones or anything like that either.
Well, I didn't think I needed to come to Chichen Itza a second time, but we didn't even see this whole part last time, so I guess I'm glad that we did.
So there's this whole observatory building that is pretty cool. There's like a spiral staircase that goes up to the top where the ancient Mayans would study the stars. I can't believe we missed this the last time we were here.
Weren't they the ones who predicted the world was going to end in 2012?
They did. So they must not have been that good at studying the stars. I believe the whole complex is like 3 square miles, so there's quite a bit to see. There's a whole nother like temple castle right behind us, so we'll go check that out.
There are displays that tell you a little bit about each building, although in English they're a little hard to understand because I don't think they quite translate very well. What I got from the plaque in front of this building was that inside of it there's a stone for human sacrifice, and then I just stopped reading because who cares after that? Dang, these Mayans. Crazy.
This pyramid behind me is really important because it was built actually over a cave. So there's like a 30-foot deep cave. They found all sorts of skeletal remains and seashells and like offerings that they'd throw into this. And I guess Big Castillo, that is kind of the main attraction here at Chichen Itza, was also built over a cave. We've walked our way back to the main area where the main Castillo is, and most of the vendors are starting to pack up. It's about 4 o'clock right now, so 1 hour before everything shuts down. There are significantly less people here now. Yeah, I think coming late was definitely the move.
Yeah, coming late in the afternoon or early in the morning when it first opens. So this is the ball court of Chichen Itza, which is like the big Mayan sport. This ball court is the largest one in Mesoamerica, and the object of the game was to get a hard rubber ball through these little hoop things they have on either side. But you had to do it with your elbow, waist, or hips, and it said it was such a like physical, crazy game that a lot of men were hurt or killed playing it.
You may have heard that this Mayan game, they actually use severed heads instead of balls to go through the hoops here. We did a little fact checking, and the game originated from an ancient story where a brother was decapitated and they did use his head to play the game initially. Later on they said they used rubber balls. But I guess these carvings right here behind me tell that story about the decapitation. The Mayans were known for pretty brutal human sacrifices, so I guess that kind of checks that they maybe would use severed heads. Also, if you're going to be visiting this area, just be aware that this ball court closes at 4:30. So if you're coming late like we did, keep that in mind that they close it at 4:30 before the rest of the site. So there is one more area that we want to see before we head out. In our last video, we went and visited a bunch of different cenotes around the Tulum area. Well, they actually have a cenote that is here at Chichen Itza. It's on the far end, kind of the furthest part of the complex away from the entrance, and you have to walk down this long path to get to it. So this is El Cenote Sagrado, or the Sacred Cenote, also known as the Sacrifices Cenote, because the Mayans would throw sacrifices into this big pit in the ground. They believe that it was the passage to the underworld, so that's why they would put the sacrifices in here, but they excavated a ton of different goods and animals, and I think even people that they would throw in here. There's like a structure right behind me here that looks like it would have been some sort of altar or maybe like building that you could stand on top of to view the cenote or throw things inside of.
All right, we're on our way out, but one more stop at the main attraction here, El Castillo. There's nobody here.
Great.
Because it's almost closing time. Weird.
So if you go and stand right in the middle of the stairway and clap really loud, it makes this weird like pew noise all the way to the top.
Like
yeah, kind of like stormtrooper laser.
Pew, 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 pew.
I doubt you're gonna be able to hear this, but let's give it a try. We stayed until the security guards literally kicked us out.
Pretty much. We're one of 3 cars left in the parking lot, so there were much less people than when we first got here, which was nice.
Had a great time. Highly recommend visiting Chichen Itza. It is definitely touristy. There's going to be a lot of tour buses, a lot of people, but it's one of those places that you just kind of have to see if you're nearby.
One of the wonders of the world.
If you have any questions about visiting Chichen Itza, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button because that really helps support us, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and let us know where else we should go this year.
We've already been to the pyramids of Giza and now the Chichen Itza pyramids, so I don't even, where's the next one? Great Wall of China? I don't know.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, this is Kelly and Kevin from the Aqua Tourists.
Peace out.
Then get up early and come here, which I think would be the best option. Looks like a tortilla when it does that.
It's pretty fun. I don't know what I want to say. This is all stupid.
And you had to do it with your elbow.
I don't know why there's an ambulance behind you, but
Whoop whoop. Because the sight of you stopped my heart.
drop them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer and help you, you know, make the most enjoyable time of your vacation. That doesn't make sense.